An meiner Seite der frühere UFC-Halbschwergewicht-Champion Tito Ortiz, der hier in Schweden vertreten ist. Wir werden ihn natürlich zu seinem zukünftigen Kampf bei UFC 148 gegen Forrest Griffin befragen. Tito, first of all, thank you for your time. First time here in Sweden?
Yeah, first time here in Sweden. It's cold, a little rainy, but it's nice. The people are wonderful people here. They're very nice and very respectful, and you know, I have open arms for us MMA fighters, and it's nice to bring MMA to here in Sweden.
So that will be my question. What's your impression so far? Many people are maybe confused now. They say, oh, I didn't see Tito on the fight card. What are you doing exactly here?
Well, actually, UFC brought me in. I guess the fans voted, you know, for a Q&A, who they wanted to come, and they voted for Tito Ortiz. So I'm here, you know. I'm always about the fans, though, man. I've always been about the fans, and you know, I got a couple signings tomorrow, and then another one on Friday, and then of course got a Q&A on Friday also. So it should be fun, and I think all the fans deserve it.
Outside the UFC, you're a busy man. A couple of weeks ago, I think you opened up another gym. Can you tell us something more about that?
Yeah, actually, Punishment Training Center, it's been open for almost a year now. We're up to about 100 students. I teach class on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 to 6 in a kids class, then an adult class from 6 to 7, and I teach submission wrestling.
In a tough season, we could see you're a very good trainer and love to do it. Is it very hard to be a fighter and a trainer on both sides?
Yeah, it's really hard. You know, I think for this camp, I'm actually going up to Big Bear up in the mountains, taking myself away. I got guys coming in filling my job at my gym. So last year I kind of just put my nose to the grindstone and taught classes and trained for fights. I fought 3 times, but this year, you know, my last fight in the UFC. Yes, my last fight in the UFC, and I want to take it seriously and make sure I get the most out of it. I'm fighting Forrest Griffin. I won the first one, he won the second one, so we're going to do for a trilogy, and I'm going to get my hand raised.
Before we talk about this upcoming fight, I would like to ask you, you fought your last fight against Nogueira, and we could see when he hits you on the ribs, it looked like your old injury from the Rashad Evans fight didn't heat up. Was it a mistake to get into the fight with that injury?
I didn't think it would be that much of an effect, but I guess my body didn't heal as much as I thought it did. And when he did hit me, I felt it all the way through, because when Rashad hit me, I think he bruised my heart a little bit, but then my sternum was a little bruised too. During training for the Nogueira fight, I actually took a body shot and it dropped me, and I don't get dropped in training, and my body wasn't healed all the way. But I already signed for the fight. I wasn't going to pull out, so I stepped up and I fought.
Many people was talking about that you are in a hurry and you're chasing yourself now. You want the title back. Was it more like you think you have to push yourself this because maybe your career will not be so long anymore?
You know, I think me fighting my last fight after 15 years, there's nothing I need to prove in the UFC anymore. I'm the longest reigning light heavyweight champion in the history. Jon Jones may beat that, and if he does beat it, he's a good guy, and you know, I would like him to beat the record, but I don't think he will. I've done everything underneath the sun in mixed martial arts. I've been an ambassador of the sport to bring it across the world, and I've fought the most consecutive bouts in the UFC. I've been competing longer than any UFC fighter. And it's time to say enough's enough, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready to go on other things in my life, other business stuff.
It's always about respect. Do you think some people are not respecting you, what you've done for the sport so far?
There's a few people that don't give me the respect that I think that I deserve, but there's a lot of fans who give me a lot of the respect. You know, of course, the people who follow me on Twitter, @Tito Ortiz, and you just hear them, the way they talk about me. I'm a legend. I'm an icon of the sport. You know, boxing had Muhammad Ali, professional wrestling had Hulk Hogan, and mixed martial arts has Tito Ortiz.
Does it bother you that some people are not respecting you, or you say, the hell with them?
I don't really pay attention to them. You know, I kind of keep myself into a positive manner. All the negative people, I just put it wayside. Just don't even bother with it. Why waste my time with it? They're looking for attention, or they don't really understand the sport in general, and they don't understand what I've really done for the sport.
We're talking about your upcoming fight. It's the third time you will face Forrest Griffin. Is it more difficult to fight a fighter you fought 2 times before, or is it it's more easier? It's
easier because you know what to expect. You know what to train for. You know what to do. But Forrest is not an easy opponent. You know, he's a very tough opponent, being a former light heavyweight champion himself. But I plan on getting my hand raised for sure.
Yeah, and do you think it's Forrest is now an absolute different fighter than the last time?
I think he's a different fighter. I think he's taken a lot more damage. You know, his last couple fights he's been getting knocked out. His chin is a little suspect. So I'm going to try to take his head off. You know, I'm going to try to knock him out. I want to give the fans an exciting fight, and that's what I do.
No matter if you win or lose, you said this will be the last fight for you in the UFC. The last fight ever in your career?
I never say never, because I'll end up biting my words at the end of the day. But right now, you know, I talked to my family, and this is a decision that I made on my own, and I'm going to leave on my own terms, and I think it's time.
In Sweden, there will be 2 light heavyweight fighters facing up with Alexander Gustafsson and Thiago Silva. You don't think there is much, some fighters still left to face and prove?
What do I have to prove? There ain't nothing for me to prove anymore. These young guys that are coming up, you know, I'm not a young guy anymore. You know, I'm 37 years old. I've been fighting in the game for 15 years, longer than any UFC fighter in history. And, you know, I've done everything I wanted to do, business-wise, you know, making money-wise. And now it's just you know, time to go back and do some family stuff, you know, be with my family. I think that's the most important, because fighting is not just a job, it's a lifestyle. And when you go into camp for 3 months and that's all I do is eat, sleep, and train, for 15 years, you kind of get sick of doing it. And you don't have the same motivation, you don't have the same eye of the tiger, as they say. And it's just one of those things, you know, these young guys are a lot more hungrier, and you know, I'm not fighting for money. You know, I'm just fighting just to have fun, and I'm not having fun anymore. And now it's time to get into something that I would love to do, maybe some acting. You know, of course, opening more gyms, my supplement line, Punishment Nutrition, other business stuff that I really kind of put my heart and soul into now, as I did with the fight game.
That would be my next question. Is there any projects you can talk about?
Well, I just opened my new supplement line, Punishment Nutrition. It can be checked out online at punishmentnutrition.com. Of course, my clothing company, Punishment Athletics, could be seen on punishment.com. And then my gym, Punishment Training Center. And we're possibly going to start opening them across the world, starting to franchise them out. So give an opportunity for all the fans to come in and train, and maybe they want to be fighters, maybe they just want to train to get in great shape, and my gym's where it could happen. We're
from Germany, and some German fighters are maybe asking themselves, is there a possibility to train with Tito Ortiz?
Of course there's a possibility. Come to my gym. You know, I'm looking for the next world champions. I'm going to teach and coach and make the next world champions, and maybe the next Tito Ortiz. You never know.
It sounds pretty good. Tito, thank you for your time. At least I have to ask you, everybody could see, maybe pick it up. You're a very muscular guy. How much weight do you have to drop to fight in a light heavyweight?
To fight in the light heavyweight division, I'd probably drop about 25 pounds. Yeah.
That's many. In which time?
In about 2 days.
Respect. Thank you very much.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.